Hi everyone. So I'm back now to talk very briefly about how to think about using props for your mock classes, and then of course, and how that translates into if you are successful and you pass your mocks and you become a VIP kid teacher, how to think about props. Really simple, not a lot to think about. You don't have to spend a lot of money. In fact, you don't really have to spend much at all, if any. Maybe you spend $1 at Walmart and get some popsicle sticks, grab some blocks from your kids, and if you don't have kids, can you print some things off of the internet? And even if not that, you must have a book on your shelf that has some interesting pictures in it. So I want you to think outside the box when it comes to props. You do not have to have loads of money to spend. In fact, I wouldn't encourage it. So I'm going to show you just a sample of sort of a few different props I have snagged from my kids or created myself that I have used as I am planning my lessons. And I emphasize planning because planning is one of the keys to success with mock classes and with teaching VIP kid classes. Planning does not have to take you hours and hours, but it just means putting the certain lens of, what will make this class more interesting and more useful and more of a learning. What? Okay. Not right now. Okay, so I had a brief interruption and I was going to edit that out, and then I decided not to because this whole video was going to be about props and props only. I'm also now going to make it about what should not happen during your mock or a VIP kid class that you're teaching. What should not happen? Your children should not scream for you and be heard by your student or by your mock class mentor at all. The only thing that should be heard by your student or your mock class mentor is you. So I just want to say that, and I mean it. Eliminate all noises around you. Make sure that phones aren't ringing, that babies aren't screaming, that your husband's not calling for you. Make sure that that you are demonstrating true professionalism, that your children have boundaries, and if your children don't have boundaries, that you have managed to set them out so clearly and hired someone or are paying someone or getting someone to help you maintain those boundaries, that the only focus of the moment in that classroom is either you and your mock class mentor or you and your student. Okay, really important. Get noise canceling headphones if that helps. We can talk about soundproofing the room that you end up teaching in later, but whatever you have to do, make it just you and your mentor during your mock class, okay? Really important. Now, back to the original programming. Props, okay, they don't have to be expensive, and you can be as creative and wacky as you want to be. So I taught a fairy tale class the other day, and I knew that we were going to be dealing with giants and fairies. So I snagged one of my daughter's Schleich fairies out of her, and I had to be real careful because the legs were showing and I didn't know that that was totally appropriate. So when I was holding the prop for the student, because I'm sensitive about making sure I'm respectful and culturally respectful and sensitive, I held out the wings and I had her face up to the camera and I just covered her legs with my fingers, but I showed a fairy. And then I snagged from my son a really beautiful fairy tale book with a picture of a giant on it. And then when we talked about giants, I opened the book, and then I also snagged a second book about giants. And I made sure that I tried to keep the class interesting. Does that mean I'm going to be using those things for every single class? Absolutely not. So what are some good, people ask me all the time, what are some good props to have on hand just in case all the time? So I've taught thousands of VIP kid classes. What I would say is one of the best props, and I was told this from the very start, and it's turned out to be so true. One of the best props, the most useful props that you can use is a dry erase board. One that as you can see, I was teaching the lowercase b and the lowercase d and the difference the other day. But just get, one of the little dry erase pens with an eraser and just, quickly, you never know when that's going to come in handy. I've seen that used on YouTube videos for mock class preparation. Oh yes, I bet you have too. And the good news is they're very useful. And the extra good news is you can creatively use them however you want. You don't have to use them the way that other people use them on YouTube. So please consider that dry erase board a blank slate that you can use. And since the minimum number of props that you need to use in every class at VIP Kid is 2, then you want to think, what are the other props that come in handy all the time? Personally, this may sound strange, and I don't know if it'll come in handy for you, but for some reason, a sun on a popsicle stick that I cut out, again, not a lot of money. In fact, I'm not the most crafty person. You can ask my kids. They're amazed at how bad I am with crafting. But it turns out I can tape things to a popsicle stick just as good as anybody else. So I've got a sun, and I also, strange, this is a strange one. I am telling you, this is why you have to come up with your own. I found like an old toy corn, actually, that is great for the color yellow. It's great for vegetable lessons. It's great for eating lessons. It's good for a lot of things. Who would even have thought? But there it was, like corn. Also, yeah, my version of Meg and Mike, the two main characters for VIP Kid lessons, is kind of, you know, not the craftiest. I've seen the most beautiful laminated Megs and Mikes ever. Mine are so not. Mine are like taped to a popsicle stick, way overused. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. I shouldn't be showing that. But anyway, old Lego blocks, okay? So when we have the lesson all, oh gosh, there was a teacher who I watched a video of once who taught all so beautifully. She did it in a song. Anyway, I found some old props. Does it have to be super fancy? No. You can teach ball. Just use your dry erase marker, or fall. It just makes it more visually interesting, that's all. When I teach circle, oh my gosh, I found some, I don't even know what it is, a thing that's a circle. And guess what? I bet all of you for the square lesson have yellow stickies. I use that for square. That's right, not complicated. So when I was teaching a lesson on dancing, no kidding, these popsicle sticks rock. I found this image online. I just typed in, I think I typed in like cute drawings of kids dancing. Not kidding, like it's so crazy. And I found that, and they're dancing. Whoa. Now, you're thinking, wow, that is just not crafty at all. You are so right. But the point I'm making is, it works. And so I'm going to show you a few more. When I do snow, I actually live in a place where there's like so much snow, it's totally freezing out right now. Here we are in the depths of winter, but I'm not complaining. So I have a photograph of this gorgeous state I'm in the snow. When I teach snow, I say, oh, this is where I live, snow. That's right, it's on a popsicle stick. So the point I'm making, let's see what else. Oh, I have a plastic cup of milk. How many times I've used this? Like thousands. Drink. Oh, milk. Chickens. Not chickens, cows. Cows make milk, not chickens. That's eggs. But anyway, the point I'm making is that props are simple, but they're important. Don't use them just to make, you know, kind of a dog and pony show. Use them to be educationally helpful. Use them to make the experience more engaging for a student. Oftentimes, children at all levels, when they learn plural words, will drop their S's. And so that's actually kind of an important habit to break. So I found that because that happens so frequently, I keep my letter S nearby, and whenever a child says something without the letter S, you can do this too if you want to, but don't copy me. Do your own S. Draw one. Put it on a popsicle stick. Put it on your head. Make an S crown. I don't care what you do. Just don't copy me every time I say to do something. It's okay once or twice, but do your own version of this. So when the child says, T make the T sound, ooh, they drop that S. I'll bring up the S and I'll go, makes, makes, like that. And then the next time they do it, start with, starts, starts. And then guess what? By the fourth or fifth time, all I have to do is go, uh-oh. And they'll remember, they'll remember the S because of the prop. It's a visual cue. Visual cues are very helpful, both with TPR as well as with props, but TPR is another video. So I'm going to leave you here with this message. Have fun with your prop creations. Be creative. Think for yourself. Come up with props that feel exciting to you or that would feel exciting to you when you were a kid. But most importantly, think about props that will be helpful and enhance the learning process for the child on the other side of the screen. Have fun, be yourself, bring all you've got to it, and plan your lessons. Plan your mock class lessons, and once you become a successful teacher at VIP Kid, continue to plan. Don't take thousands of hours to do it. Just put some creative, thoughtful energy into it. Is that upside down? Anyways, props, yay, be you, enjoy them. Use mine if you want to, but come up with your own and then let me know what you've done that works. Thank you, bye. I'll see you next time.